All right, let's do this.
Okay, give me a countdown and then I will start the music.
Right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, can you hear that good?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Alrighty. Let's begin. The light of Solaris beams into the chamber of the royal armaments. The treasures that line the room all have important roles in the history of Denorayne. Some notable ones as Queen Iada's Tonfas and the Claw Tome catch your eye. Everything in here has belonged to a hero of the kingdom, both before and after the unification of Gitarian. Though you know very well that you shouldn't be here. Given your young age, the guards have told you time and time again that only the king and queen may enter these chambers. However, the curiosity of a young prince isn't so easily quelled. Suddenly, a hand rests on your shoulder from behind. The familiar chuckle of King Ulta, your father, sounds out. The guards sure are sloppy at guarding this place, aren't they, Aeron? Before you can speak, he hushes you gently. No excuses, young prince. Follow me. As he fidgets with his satchel, he takes out a shark-shaped key and inserts it into the lock, turning it as the gate to the chamber opens. Ulta walks inside with you and walks up to the center, where the most sacred treasure of Denorayne stands, colloquially known as the Shark Caliber. Specifically, in the center of the room stands a statue of a mechanical-looking shark with different moving joints, but seems to be at a certain standstill. At the edge of the tail, a sword handle is placed there very awkwardly. King Ulta looks at you. Tell me, my son, why do you think evil persists when those enacting it know they are doing the world wrong?
Aeron looks at his father, looking at the mechanical shark before him, and at that sword that he's never seen before. Trying to look like at the reflections of the light, and lost in the scenery. And when his father asks, he's like, you've told me before that for good to exist, evil has to exist too, right? There has to be a balance.
That is true. There is a balance to a lot of things. Unfortunately, we may never understand why those who do bad do it. But, as I've told you, it is a king's job to purge the blight of injustice wherever it may stand. However, it is also good to understand that not everyone who commits atrocities does it out of ill intent. Some are victimized by evil and therefore repeated as a cycle. As far Kingdom's history is told. But, very good answer. How has your day been? I haven't asked you that in a while. Before, your little excursion.
Same as always. Woke up, got dressed, studied a lot of ancient texts that make my head spin. I mean, it's a lot of story and of our kingdom that I have to learn before becoming king. So Meliodas is always telling me to not sneak out and to study hard, but I can't be all the day in that room. It gets boring and I have no one to talk to and nothing to see. It's just, I wanted to, see something different for once. And that's what I got this idea of. What if we sneak into the chambers that my dad has told me to not sneak in? That would be cool, I guess. He's swearing by this point. He's like trying to not excuse himself, but give the reason of why he's here. And then I got caught. And now we're here. What exactly is here, by the way? What is this place? What is that whale thingy and that sword?
Curious as ever, my son. You remind me much of myself when I was younger. I see. I guess it is time to tell you about this place and all of its wonders. We are standing in the chamber of the royal armaments. As you are familiar with some from your studies, each of these weapons and pieces of armor or tools have belonged to one of the many heroes of our kingdom. Specifically, the one that we are standing at right now, I believe you have heard about the guards talking about it in passing, the Char Caliber, very silly name, I know. Its true name has been lost to time. While I turn this music down, oh my gosh, that is way too loud. Sorry about that. Anyways, returning back. It is the centerpiece of our kingdom's history, the weapon of the first king of Denorayne.
Oh.
The mark of a true king, you could say. Throughout history, it is, well, chosen its wielders and therefore has inadvertently caused a little bit of conflict between those who would believe they are fit to rule this kingdom. But other things around you hold the wonderful history of our kingdom. And I'm sure that your tutor would gladly tell you about this. Or as many of these armaments as you'd like. However, I have to say, don't tell anybody this, but I've forgotten quite a little bit of our written history over the past couple of years. It's my age is getting to me just a little.
I never expected that from you, Father. Did you wield the sword?
King Ulta looks up and sighs up at the sky for a moment, as if he was reminiscing. I did once, and that's actually when I met your mother.
Not the story again.
Oh, I'll spare you the details, but
You told me the story like 1,000 times, Dad. I know it by memory now.
I didn't tell you about the time I wielded the Char Caliber, though, have I?
Well, no, you never told me you wielded that cool look at the sword.
Well, picture this. Galarians across the horizon. Before King Ulta continues to speak, you can already presume this is another one of those instances where he's heavily exaggerating things to make himself look cooler. Galarians all across the horizon. It's just me and these foul beasts looking down. Your mother, consequently the damsel in distress I recently saved very heroically before, well, not cowering behind me, but standing behind me as the paragon of might that she is. However, I, in my oh so mighty finest hour, held aloft the Char Caliber and used the little switches on them. It seems he's struggling to remember exactly how it works because he hasn't used this in about 20 years. And I did the fiddle with them, and then I held it up, and in any case, I valiantly slayed those foul beasts and turned them back into the underground with a coward and silence like they should. And years later, me and your mother got married. I was rightfully crowned I was crowned as king of Denorayne, and now you and your sister are here. It's a very long story. I've done so many things in my time. I could barely even recount at least 10% of them to you, which again you could tell is probably a lie because he forgets a lot of things with how much he has to do. But rest assured, I was the talk of the town.
I'm sure you were. As always.
He adjusts his coat a little awkwardly. What I mean to say, Aeron, though there are some variables, there are instances in which true evil does break out. While things are not black and white, sometimes they err on the side of a greater good or greater evil. One day, when you are king, you will find yourself coming to blows with an evil of this caliber. He rests his hand on your shoulder. I know that you may not be the most confident in your skills at the moment, but I believe in you, Aeron, that you will be worthy to wield this sword one day and lead our kingdom. Tell me, when is the last time you faced conflict?
Well, last night my sister stole my portion of cake. I had to fight Melanie for it. Oh well. Yeah, I lost.
That's okay. It takes a real man to admit when he's lost a battle. But thankfully, you are still alive, are you not? You've lost the battle, but you have not lost the war. And living to fight another day is sometimes all we can do.
I don't think you can die from stealing a piece of cake, right?
You have seen very little of what this world has to offer, dear prince, and let me tell you, some people can get very worked up over the littlest of things. Like that one time I underpaid at least 2 gate for my drink at the bar before when I was prince, and the bartender, consequently, your great grandfather got very, very mad at me for it.
Wow.
I don't know. I think I blacked out after. Good memories. Either way, past your father's embarrassing moments. Right. True evil. Again, when you are faced with oh my goodness, when you are faced with this evil, if you ever feel yourself quaking in your boots, you slam your sword into the ground and steel yourself. Push past the faintness, whatever you feel in your voice, and you say proudly, I am Aeron Denorayne, son of Ulta, in line for the throne of my prosperous kingdom. He actually starts to pick up the sharp caliber and holds out the handle to you. The seas may quake and the waves may crash, but through this I stand resolute. To you, monstrous filth, plague on fertile ground, I command thee, kneel! And he extends the sword handle out to you.
I'm looking at my father with the widest, stupidest grin on my face, like he's bestowed me in such wisdom, even though he's, as always, exaggerating and playing with his words. But he really is a charismatic person, and I extend my youthful hands through the handle that is too large for me to have, and I like awkwardly try to take it, but alas, it is a little bit too large for me yet.
The moment your hand touches the handle, the eyes of the shark glow. Its head turns toward you and says, "Shutty, shutty," like it's making onomatopoeia noises.
You didn't tell me it speaks.
Before Ulta realizes it, he lets go of the head, and the head of the shark just slams down, bringing you down at least to a knee with how heavy it is. Oh, would you look at the time? It's time to eat. He starts to adjust his coat more and fumbles around his satchel to get the keys. Go get your clothes, Aeron. Your mother wants to go somewhere special today. Chop, chop. He starts to hurriedly exit out of the room.
Oh, wait, what do we do with the sword?
Just leave it there. The guards will clean it up.
Okay, I leave the sword on the ground, but you heard that, right? It spoke.
Just come on, we can't keep your mother waiting.
Okay. I glance at the sword one last time, confused, trying to see if the head tries to look at me or something, if it's alive or not. I tilt my head a little bit, but then my father is chop chop, and I'm like, okay, coming, and I run to him, nothing ever happened. Okay, right. Weird.
As you make your way to your room and eventually get your shoes and clothes on, your vision starts to turn to a haze. And eventually, You wake up from your dream, clinging to the memories of when your father wasn't ill. You're much older now, and it seems that the throne may be in your hands sooner than you thought. Phew. Before you finally fully come back to your senses, one of your butlers knock on the door. Your Highness, your father wishes to speak to you, he says before promptly exiting.
Yeah. I stand up, try to take a deep breath after the dream that I had. Looking at myself in the mirror, now older, maybe wiser. But it's clear that Aeron hasn't slept like a good night's sleep in a while. Ever since his father got ill, he had to handle so much. His mother now gone, and his sister nowhere to be found. It's just him against the world, that's all it seems. I get ready, trying to remain as regal as I can and make my way towards the room of my father, knocking before entering. Father, it's me.
Aeron, come here. He pats the side of his bed. How did you sleep, my son?
I've slept well, my father. Do you wish to speak to me? I get closer to him, sitting on the bedside as his request, trying to look if he's gotten a little better, but of course he hasn't. Do you need anything? Maybe water? Something to eat?
Oh, I'm fine. I just need a couple days more of rest, and I'll be back to my kingly duties. It's just you need not worry about me, Aeron. I wanted to give something to you. I felt it was time. You you see, before your mother went, she told me to entrust you this book. I did not want to give it to you until you were older because with it comes a responsibility. A responsibility you cannot enact here, and a responsibility that will keep you from becoming king for a little while longer. He takes out a book, and on it has a very velvety like fur lined like covering, and it's a very big book, by the way. It's the width of it is about 1.5 inches of pages.
It's actually centimeters.
Centimeters?
We're European meats.
So about 4 centimeters.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for the conversion. I was gonna do it anyway. Okay, but, so a very thick book.
Yep. On the front in bold white letters, it is titled "Bonds of Vanta Blood." He hands you he places the book in your hand and holds your hand and puts your hand on top of the cover. Your mother didn't tell me a lot about this, but she said it's very important that you get this one day, that I make it my main duty.
Can you write me the name of the book?
Of course.
So I may like.
Yep. Book. There we go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. He continues to say, it's. I know that you are in line for the throne one day, but as it was the wish of your mother, I can only ask you that First, I will regale you what she has asked of me. This, young Aeron, is a book that has been passed down from one generation of archivists to another. As you know, your mother dabbled in keeping the tales of our prosperous kingdom. With her recent going and her telling me to, it is it's come to my attention that you are the one she wishes to pass it to. And I know she hasn't told you about the contents of this. My son, are you ready for a responsibility that will lead you out of this kingdom? For I don't know how long, but...
What do you mean? I can't leave. Not with you like this.
My son, don't worry about me.
No, Father, please, please, you have to listen. There's nobody.
Fine when I need to be. Most of my duties now are just talking. I have people to do the paperwork for me. You know the kingdom loves me. They'll take care of me.
I do, but you need someone to speak when you're unable to, and with all that is happening, who's going to keep things if the worst comes to happen?
Aeron, listen, please. I need you to trust me. I believe in you. I need you to believe in me. Can you do that, my son?
Oh. I'll try my best, Father, but what is so important that I need to get out of the kingdom with the situation being what it is? What is it that you need me to do so badly that I need to abandon my duties?
Aeron, unfortunately, only your mother can surely answer that.
My mother is dead!
I know. But we'll have to make do.
This answer is here.
This book comes with a responsibility to seek out the mysteries of whence it came and why it was created. I need to know if you're willing to take it. Not just for her, but for me as well. Even if it means journeying out of Denorayne.
Is this something only I can do?
My son, I know I've told you the tales of heroes and how they're prophetic, but as reality states, a lot of those valiant efforts just happen to be the best equipped people at the right times. I know from what I've experienced that prophecies and chosen ones are rarely ever real, or real at all, but this comes from not anything prophetic, but me knowing that you probably are the only one who has an open enough heart to seek this out. I'd ask other people knowing how much you want to stay here with me, but you know how your sister acts, and I cannot put this on any of the butlers or the maids as they have families to go back to.
What about Meliodas?
I honestly don't know. When it comes to you, my prince, I just feel like it's right. Call it a hunch.
If the answer is somewhere in here, I'll seek it, Father. Not just for the kingdom, not just for you, but also for myself. I'll do it. And I'll try to return to you as quick as possible. Dad,
That's good.
I promise.
That's good to hear. Right. She also, this, again, she told me this book is a strange one. Apparently, the passages will reveal themselves to you gradually. It's of magical nature, we assume, but we know not of a specific method of doing so. Oh, my goodness, I could probably use some water after this.
I'll bring you some.
Moving on, thank you. There is actually a passage in here that she told me to tell you, read to you. Think of it as a bedtime story, but at 2 p.m.
A nap story, then.
Yes, a nap story. Let's see. He takes the book and he cracks it open to the first page, and slowly the blots of ink splotched across the entire page start to form uniform letters in your native tongue. The opening passage is, "To the other half of my heart, I possess not the power of flowery language, nor the wonderful nature of our mother's bedside lullabies, infernal as we are. Here I lay a requiem for the camaraderie we once shared, as well as a hope for a day you lend your ear to reason once more. I love you, twisted as we are." And with that, he closes the book. Your guess is as best as mine, but if I know anything, the answers lie beyond our kingdom's gates.
I see.
Ulta begins to shift himself upwards, and he opens his mouth to speak, but before he can say anything, there is a loud crashing coming down from the hallway. Boom! Boom! And an explosion. And it seems that it's coming from the Chamber of Royal Armaments.
What's that? Don't know, Father.
Suddenly,
I'll check it out.
The alarm starts to blare, and you can hear commotion going about. However, the way onto the chamber seems awfully silent. There's nobody there going down the halls.
What is going on?
As you make your way down... Oh, sorry, were you gonna say something?
Stay there, Father. I'll come back.
Of course.
I run.
Yeah, as you make your way down,
Running around
through the different hallways and chambers, you eventually make your way to the Chamber of the Royal Armaments. And there... There in front of you stands a figure cloaked in pure pristine white and gold, adorning its body, hooded, their face obscured, reaching out to the shark caliber. As their hand is laid upon the handle, the shark caliber eventually comes to life, but its eyes are glowing a deep purple. The figure hears your footsteps and turns around after resting the shark caliber on its shoulder. It looks at you and tilts its head. Ah, the crowned Prince of Denorayne. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Who are you? Let go of the sword right now!
Oh, you mean this sword? He tosses it up in the air and begins to flip, and he catches it perfectly in the handle. It seems like a statue just to me. Are you sure you're talking about this sword? He starts to poke the cheek of the shark caliber, trying to just egg you on. This piece of junk? You're sure? Oh my goodness. You must be a comedian.
Comedian. I'll show you, comedian. I'm gonna draw. I, of course, have been trained in the art of the sword myself for many, many years. I do have my own sword, my own iron sword that I draw up at this moment. Let go. There won't be a third warning.
Oh, wow. You really know how to put on a show. Is that the performative side coming out from your dying father? I see a little bit of him in your eyes. I guess I should have returned the favor. He pushes in one of the inlaid gemstones on the shark caliber, and suddenly a flash of light. It turns into a sword.
My eyes.
Not only does this mean something dark, but it also shows that he has royal authority. Only royals can harness the power of the shark caliber. Those of royal blood, to be specific. Oh my. It has been such a long time since I've held this thing, you know? To be frank, actually, it kind of looks like an imitation. Back in my day, you see, sorry, my age is speaking, but back in my day, this thing was so much shinier. Has it been used as a mop?
My father only has 2 sons. Me and my sister. Who the fuck are you?
Oh, well, that is for me to know and you to despair about, young prince. In any case, you want to fight, don't you? He points the sword at you and he turns it towards himself, actually, and pushes pulls one of the switches, and the sword enthusiastically yells, or like in a dark tone, "Shark caliber," and it glows. It starts to pulsate with a gleaming white energy. And hold on, let me here, I gotta put this track on loop. Actually, give me one moment.
Yeah, I'm taking notes. Important notes. I have like important items, important notes.
Let's see here.
I have to. Okay, so I knew it. Oh, the moment you mentioned the sword.
He starts
It's a canon event.
As he pulls another switch on the sword, it starts to chant, "King, King, King, King!" He pulls the switch again, and he is enveloped by a sudden gleam of light. And out of the gleam, you see, check your DMs, he looks like this.
Oh, let me see.
A billowing cape while he holds his sword out.
Wait. I need to show a stream. There's a fucking Power Ranger.
I will tell you, Denorayne is the most Sentai coded kingdom out, and I love King Oger. As he presents himself to you in his fully transformed glory, he's like, "Huh. I never thought gray would suit me, but I like this."
What the
In any
fuck
case,
happened?
On guard, my prince. And then he gets into his stance. I, as a show of respect to your majesty, will let you have the first hit.
I'm grabbing my sword, looking at this thief. Only a thief from my eyes. I don't know how you're able to use that thing, or why do you know the power it possesses. But whatever. I won't let you get out of here with that. I draw my sword and charge towards him.
Okay. Go ahead and make a like roll d20 for me.
Of course. Do you want that?
Make an attack.
Okay.
Yeah, make an attack.
Okay. Wait. Let me grab. I actually have that, so. Okay. Let me. That is a 7.
Okay. How does Aeron make his attack?
He places his sword like straight forward, like he's charging towards the door with a spear, and he just plunges forward towards him.
Like you're making a thrust at him?
Yes, I'm making a thrust at him.
All right. As Aeron charges forward, it seems as if in the blink of an eye, the stranger sidesteps and he gently taps his the side of the shark caliber against your sword, and suddenly you feel a crushing weight pulling you down. Make an athletics check for me.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! But wait, no, null dice. It fell.
Floor dice don't count. Yeah.
Okay. Wait a moment. That is a 2.
Oh my gosh! Now Aeron is here, struggling to even take his hands off of the sword.
I know this is a scripted loss, but still. It's funny.
Oh my gosh! The stranger looks down and is very, very much, of course,
By the way, I'm
laughing.
rolling real dice over here for the recording. I'm rolling a real fuck-ass dice.
He looks down and he's like, "Huh. No, not very strong, are you?" And with that, he places a foot right on, a boot back on Aeron's spine, and he starts slowly digging it right into his back. A very heavy weight. He's like, "You're kind of pathetic, actually. Why am I even fighting you?"
I'm going to try to stand up and throw, try to throw him to the ground. Because if I stand up, his foot is gonna harm me. Then if I stand up, he's gonna lose his balance, right? Right?
Yeah. Make an athletics check for me again.
That is a 17.
Okay. As Aeron gets up, pushing as you get up, pushing yourself off of the ground, he suddenly loses his balance. He's like, "Oh, woof!" He falls right onto the back of his head, and he's like, "Ugh,
Give me this."
wow!"
I try to grab the sword.
As your hand reaches out to the sword's handle, a purple arc of lightning actively antagonizes your advance and shocks your hand.
What the fuck?
Oh my gosh. Without even doing anything, he just starts to float back up, and whatever was cracked eventually pops back into place with just a sickening pop. It's like, you don't understand, do you? This sword isn't yours to wield. Did your father even tell you where this thing came from? Who originally made it? Why it's here?
My father told me enough. Told me that belongs to the first king. Belongs to the royal line of Denorayne. And last
Don't make me laugh! You idiot! The first king? What kind of bullshit is that? First king? He was an idiot! Sorry. I'm getting a little too overworked here. At your ignorance, the first king was a coward. He knew nothing of what it means to rule. Nothing. Nothing! I cannot believe that over the millennia that this prosperous kingdom has been in its sorrowful, pitiful existence, that they put any niceties on the name of that idiot. And it pisses me off. You are uninformed. Your father is dumb. And your mother is lucky to have not have lived to witness the existence, the continued existence of these lies. I am the tyrant king of the seas, and your sword is mine! He eventually gets back up and he starts to float, clearly extremely pissed off, and with a sudden flash of golden light, he blasts off into the distance.
What?
And with that,
You fucking cheater!
And with that, the Shark Caliber is stolen. You are left in ruins of a crumbling chamber of royal armaments. Eventually, your aides and butlers and maids come to your side. One of the maids speaking. Young prince, are you okay? What happened? She's desperately trying to lift you up. She's also quite injured herself, but she's actively making an effort.
The fucker.
Are you okay?
The fucker! Oh, will him!
Calm me. Calm
Who
yourself.
is this him? I'm giving an order as your crown prince. Whoever says that fucker is to arrest him immediately. That sword has to be returned to the kingdom.
Of course.
God.
Calm yourself.
Fuck.
It's okay. It's not okay, but as you command. But for now, Your Highness, you are hurt.
I'm fine.
You must rest.
I won't be fine until that sword is rightfully returned. That fucker could use it. He knew what he was able to do. He called himself the Tyrant King. What the fuck is going on? Fuck. I failed you already?
Prince. My prince.
You're right. No, you're right. Should come with myself for now. Sorry.
Let's collect our thoughts, and we can approach this again once you are of clearer mind, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. We'll take you back to your room, and you can rest from there. Still being affected by much of the weight from his from his strike before. Your maids and butlers start to sling you over your arms over their shoulders and carry you back to your room. It is clear that despite what this supposed tyrant king had said, the citizens have come to love the quote-unquote idiocracy and cowardice of the new kingdom of Denorayne and its king, and its crown prince. They are actively prioritizing your injuries over theirs, and it seems that in the midst of you confronting this so-called tyrant king, an attack of different sea monsters has occurred on palace grounds. Eventually, you are laid back into your room, and laid onto your bed with bandages over your wounds and wherever they may be, and once again an assorted banquet of foods left to you by the chefs and bakers as customary. Only now it might not be as exciting as it was before, considering what just happened. Looking back, this so-called tyrant king has been here for a while, perhaps plotting his revenge on Denorayne for whatever it may have done. Eventually, Grand Archivist Ruther comes, knocks on your door before she enters. She bows to you. Pardon the intrusion, my prince. How are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Feel like I failed the kingdom already, and I've not a day. I can't. Father was wrong. I'm not ready for this.
Duty rarely arrives to those who are ready, my prince.
I
Who
left
could have expected this?
him go. I couldn't do anything about it. I failed the kingdom. I failed to protect it. Dad fucker now has not only the sword, but all its power, and who knows how many innocent lives are gonna get lost because of that, because of my mistake. I'm sure my father could have stopped him. Sure, he knows something that he hasn't told me. I'm sure this would have played differently if only he was well. I'm sorry.
You against the world, right?
Me against the world, as always. I'm tired. Like, not physically, but like my soul feels heavy. And I feel like no one is by my side. Like, I know my father is, but in his state, I don't know, he's always exaggerating and telling his stories, and I know his words than he lets me know. I know he's dying. And I have to step up for him, and well, today taught me a lesson. I'm not ready at all. The people need someone to lead them. I am not him ready. I'm not him already. And I need to be. But I'm not.
Well, I guess if you say you're not, then you... She turns around, tilting her head towards the door, obviously trying to, egg you on just a little bit to provoke some thought. I guess if you say you're not ready, and then you might never will be, if you keep in that mindset of yours. Oh my goodness. It is unfortunate that we have such a decisive prince on his failings. If only, if only he actually took more power over his authority and actually used his resources to leave the kingdom and, hunt this supposed king down. If only. What am I thinking, though? You're so decisive of you not being ready, right? Tell me this, Prince. Surely all the kings and queens before you have been ready from the moment they were conceived, right? They didn't go through any hardship. They certainly didn't face a great evil. And she's staring at you intently right now. Right? Or are you just sulking in your own sadness of your first great failure? My prince, you are not perfect. Nobody is. And nobody will be. What you can do is strive for perfection, but you will end up failing. What matters, what a true king is someone who continues to get up no matter what happens. As long as you have a breath in you, as long as you are conscious enough to think, you are not done. You may not be ready, but that should never be indicative of never having the capacity to be ready. You will grow. You will.
You're right.
The moment you are sure of being insignificant is truly the moment when you become that way.
You're right.
I have not spent these past years teaching you the history of our kingdom to make you think of yourself as so pathetic. You go out there, outside of the kingdom. You journey and you hunt this bastard down. You take back our royal armament. And you save lives. You may not be part of a prophecy. You may not be in legend. You may just be the most regular prince our kingdom has ever seen, but that, in and of itself, is a beauty. You do not need to be special to get things done. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I need a moment. Please.
Of course, my prince. I will take my leave. Pardon the intrusion. She does a bow and begins to step backwards until she closes the door. Everything starts to go into a haze again, and memories start to collide and fuse and go by and come to before eventually you find yourself coming back from yet another bout of reminiscing. Although it's probably not the best reminiscing. You find yourself looking up at the gates to the Majora Festival. After many days, weeks, or months of consideration, you had eventually journeyed out of the kingdom and have come to the capital kingdom of Gitarian and gone into the capital city of Voya. This is the Majora Festival, the New Year's party, the party of a lifetime that everybody is dying to attend. Eventually, you find yourself approaching the entrance gate, and at the counter, by the gate, sits a young Backnelf woman, the clerk. She waves to you with a smile, beckoning you closer.
Hi. Oh jeez. Okay. I'm here for the festival.
Oh, greetings and welcome to the Majora Festival, good citizen. My name is Line. I hope you have a wonderful time here. First, she takes out a clipboard. May I get your name, good sir?
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course you can. But Aeron, I think, Szalai! Yeah, it's Aeron Szalai! I winks an eye, like, super nervous, like, to not be caught in his own lie.
Aeron Szalai.
Yeah.
I'm spelling that right. Huh.
It's
I see.
With a C,
Of course. This isn't a very popular name. You have the same name as the Crown Prince of Denorayne. How what a coincidence.
That's right. I've been told.
Of course. Well, Mr. Szalai, have you been to the Majora Festival before, or because I can explain if you are any part confused on our happenings here.
Well, you see, it's actually like my first time out of the Denorayne's. Yeah, it will be my first time. But I know about this festival. I've studied a lot of the culture and stuff, but I would love an explanation, of course. I would love, yeah.
I see. Okay, well, again, I will regale to you the information once more. This is the Majora Festival. As you know, it is the New Year's celebration party of the entirety of Voya. Lots of people come here just to have a good time, and we party, and until actually it lasts about three cycles, I'd say. When they say cycle, they mean month.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, so again, we have our usual festivities, food, games. But the centerpiece of the Majora Festival is the reveal party. Essentially what happens is a bunch of companies that have signed up to do it have come out on the stage and reveal either a new product or way of operation that they're working on, or anything that they've been, cooking up in the kitchen. And they reveal it to the rest of Voya just to let them know, have some hype around it. That happens at festival halftime, but that's about it. And all our major events happen during the first day, so everybody else has has the time to party for the rest of the other 2 cycles. But yeah, I should also say entry works on a pass-based system. Unlike last year where we had those clunky little metal badges where you had to lug them around your neck with the huge sensors inside of them, we actually have new adhesive ones. She takes out a little red dot in the shape of a star. You can stick these on any part of your belongings, and I'll go ahead and register it as a pass. She hands the red dot to you.
I look at the star, and I'm gonna tape it to the front of my cape.
Of course.
Like
and then
this?
She waves a little smartphone looking thing over it, and it has a beep. She's like, and she puts her hands together. Wonderful. All done. Best of travels, Your Majesty. She gives you a little wink. Don't forget that we'll be having the reveal party. The reveal shows before festival halftime. Enjoy!
Yeah, he doesn't know if he's been already caught or if it was like a joke. So he's like sweating. It's like, oh, did she catch up that I am the crown prince, or did she just say it because I just happen to share the name, right? I look at the little sticker like, I hope they don't stick a lot. Because this cape is really important. Is the paraglider cape, so it's like I hope that's not stuck there for. I mean, I know stickers, and I know that they fall off that type of clothing really easily, especially like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I for a moment I thought forehead, but no, Aeron wouldn't. But I would. But player would. Aeron, like the moment she takes the phone out, he's like, "Holy fuck, what is that?" He's like, "Oh, I haven't seen that device in my life." That's new.
He's extremely tech illiterate.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes. So he's like, "Oh, I got a first sticker." At the moment she takes the phone out, he's like, "What the fuck?" He is gonna. Like, get inside the gates, look around, like the different food stands, explore around. Like, whoa, I have seen this kind of foods, but like he has seen the foods before in books, and some have been prepped at the palace, but some of them are like, they wouldn't serve cotton candy at a palace. They wouldn't sell like hot dogs like with ketchup and mustard on a palace. So it was all like very new to him. And what kind of like activity, like not activities, but like is it like fair rides where you have to toss a ring on a little thing, or like shooting gallery, or is it more like ride like a Ferris wheel or a...
It's everything.
Okay.
As far as the eye can see.
Okay.
Many rides, games, and fair activities to be beheld. But as your eyes wash over the distance, suddenly we will come to an end, and the rest of the Majora Festival will be revealed in session 1.
Ah! Fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
thank
Jesus.
you. Oh my gosh, that was fun.
Oh, oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording.